Hi, my name is Jeremy Tipka, and today I'm going to be going over the Porter's 5 Forces for Faith Christian School here in Rocky Mount, North Carolina for my class ENT 610 at Western Carolina University. Alright, so with Porter's 5 Forces, there are obviously 5 forces. You have competitive rivalry, threat of new entry, supplier power, buyer power, and substitutes or threat of substitutes. Alright, so what is Faith Christian? Faith Christian is a small private elementary, middle school, and high school Christian school here in Rocky Mount, and basically they have freedom to teach whatever they want, and so there you go. So let's look at competitive rivalry for them. All right, there is not a great amount of direct competition. They have like substitutes and things like that, but there are like various school types. You have like public schools, Rocky Mount Academy, which is a private school that's more expensive than it, New Life Christian Academy, which is a smaller version that doesn't reach quite as many kids and doesn't offer quite as much. And so the reason they have the competitive advantage here in the competitive rivalry is that they actually teach Bible classes. They're able to charge higher prices because the demand is high, but the supply for this is low, and they don't have a crazy huge campus that they can fit a bunch of kids, but the campus they do have is nice. They have great facilities. So they have low capacity. So basically, because there's only a few openings really, you have to apply to be in there. It allows them to be able to charge more because they offer such a specific type of curriculum, and that's what people like, because that gives them the competitive rivalry over other places, whereas Rocky Mount Academy is not a Christian academy, but it is a more expensive one because the exclusivity of it. All right, so threat of new entry. It is relatively difficult to start a legitimate private school, and I say that because it's expensive to buy the land, to build, to hire the teachers, to actually build on the curriculum that you want, and to get enough people to be on board and actually have the students come is a difficult task. It's not like real estate business, right, where you can just get your real estate license. It's not just some small business where you can just start doing the work and hopefully people start paying you for it if you can get clients. This is literally a thing where you have to create an entire school first, and then the kids have to come. So you're taking a huge risk. And so I think it's difficult for new entry to occur. Is it impossible? No, it's very difficult. Like I just said, the biggest things for me are like the location and facilities, to be able to have the facility to fit kids to come in, right? You can start with like a house or something, I guess, but it just wouldn't be enough. And then actually getting good teachers to come there that people want to send their kids there. And then also having exclusive enough where you don't get, I hate to say it, but bad kids. The reason people send their kids to private schools is they want good kids, and so it would be difficult to find just good kids to go to a new startup. And then sports facilities as well. Like another attraction to Faith Christian is that they actually have sports, whereas New Life Christian Academy, they don't have sports. They just don't have the capacity for it right now, and so it gives them another edge. And so in order to have all of a school and have sports and all these things, it just takes so much. They have to work out a lot of deals and everything to be able to get it going. All right, supplier power. There is a lot of supplier power with Faith Christian School because they're one of the only private schools in town, and they're the top Christian private school. So one of only 3 private schools. They can charge more due to their nice facilities. And they have great faculty, people who are really committed. They don't make a ton of money, right? Like the faculty doesn't, but they're incredibly committed to what Faith Christian is doing, and that really adds a large value. And then they have a strong Christian program, so they're known for being legitimate Christians, not just people who say they're Christians and whatnot, but they are legitimate Christians, and that attracts a lot of people. And so that it's not just like a school that has Christian posted on it, but it's a legitimate Christian school. And buyer power. The parents don't have to send their kids there. There are other options for schooling. You have homeschooling, public school, or one of the other private schools. They don't, and there's a charter school, but there are other options than just sending their kids there. And so their buyer power actually is relatively strong. Like Faith Christian can't be like, this is the only option, right? But buyers can be like, well, I have other options. I want to send my kids there, but if it's too expensive, I will not send my kids there because I just can't afford it. And so buyer power is pretty strong in this aspect because the school is totally dependent on students coming there. And so with that, like maybe people don't agree with the message they're putting out, and so therefore they're not going to send their kids there as well. It's all up to the buyer as to whether or not they send their kids there. All right, substitutes. Now there are decent substitutes, right? You have New Life Christian Academy, which is a cheaper version, um, similar school, no sports, but it is a cheaper version. Whereas Faith Christian is about $11,000 a year. New Life Christian Academy is about $3,500, and Rocky Mount Academy is about $20,000. And so there are substitutes. Now homeschooling is also a great substitute. It's free unless you have the other extra programs you have your kids do, like classics and things like that. And then you have prep school, which is cheaper because it's partly government funded, partly privately funded. And then you also have public schools, which are totally free. And you just kind of lose certain aspects with each one of these that Faith Christian offers, whereas Faith Christian has freedom of curriculum and freedom of speech and all these things. The other aspects might not, or they have a lesser campus or anything like that. So there are substitutes, they're just not quite up to the level of Faith Christian. So they can take certain, if depending on what people are looking for, it can decide what they go towards. All right, so yeah, that's the Porter's 5 forces. Here's just a chart of bringing them all together. I hope that you guys were able to get something out of this and see that Faith Christian actually has a pretty strong overall advantage over top of the market, in my opinion, just because they are such an exclusive market and they are in a place that has such a Christian foundation. So thanks for watching and have a good one.